You pull up to the drive-thru and you'd say, "I'd like a large Q-tip to poke my brain." Being drowned and have a shark about to attack me.
Y'all don't belong in the same bucket. That is the weirdest fucking thing I've ever thought of in my life.
Sushi Jackknife. 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 Sushi Jackknife.
I don't want to talk about tote bags either, Nathan.
No, I do. I want to.
You do?
Well, yeah, because
okay.
I want to know who decided on the left, the left politically, that tote bags were like the ultimate sign of progressive behavior.
Well, I mean,
you don't see Fox News tote bags.
You know,
they probably give out silencers or something for hand. I don't know, but not tote bags.
You're so right. That's so true. You know, I mean, I guess the coffee mug just didn't cut it anymore. I don't know. And people were like, I got a goddamn closet full of coffee mugs.
You know what it was?
Yeah.
It was people having a bunch of coffee mugs, and they're like, I can't take another coffee mug. I just need something to carry my coffee mugs around. When I need to relocate all of these coffee mugs, how am I going to carry them? Tote bag.
Let me ask you this. Have you ever, besides like, now, I feel like the tote bags became a thing far, far, far before people were using reusable bags at the grocery store, right?
Oh, yeah. That was when I was a kid, and we didn't care about the earth back then.
Right. So what the hell did people use them for? What were they toting? I mean, I've seen people tote like library books in them, but those are people with time. I feel like you have to have time to figure out what you're going to put in the tote bag to tote it around.
You're saying that a tote bag is a sign of leisure.
Leisure, privilege. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Which is what's wrong. Which is what's wrong with the left today.
That's right.
Ooh.
Too much toting.
That's
not
right.
enough anything else of meaning.
I'm joking, of course, but in a way, I'm not because you know, yeah,
I'm not. Here's the thing. There's been a lot of opportunity to do things. I know there are people standing in the way.
Yeah.
There's the orange ogre in the White House. There are people in the way of getting things done.
Yeah.
But they could have gotten some stuff done at some point.
Sure. Well, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi spent...
Who are you talking to?
Sorry, Holden scared the crap out of me. Oh,
how did he sneak up on you?
God.
I heard it.
Well, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't. Holy crap, kid! You scared me to death. I'm talking to Nathan. This is Sushi Jackknife. Go to bed.
Oh, bye.
Bye. I love you.
This is not for children.
No, this is not for children at all.
No.
If you're a child and you're listening to this, turn it off.
Get the fuck off this podcast.
But first, go rate us 5 stars, please.
All right. No, I think Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer have spent far too much time trying to be good politicians.
Yes.
And they didn't get anything done. And the Republicans are not concerned about being good politicians.
No, or good people.
Well, no, that ship sailed a long time ago.
Well, yeah, I think you're right. I think maybe it's an overabundance. I don't know. I don't want to be too judgy, but maybe it's all that politicking is a bit self-interested, and therefore
all politicians are very self-interested.
Right, so you're not getting things done like you're saying. No, I like this, Nathan. I like this theory.
It's on both sides. I mean, think about this. Ted Cruz was running for president.
Yeah.
Donald Trump said Ted Cruz's dad murdered JFK and also called his wife ugly.
Yeah.
And he got elected president, and Ted Cruz is like, you know who's a pretty cool guy?
I know.
It's Donald Trump. I wish I could be best friends with him.
I know. That's so awful on so many levels.
What else could he have done to Ted Cruz that would finally push Ted Cruz over the line where he's like, nah, I'm not on board with this?
I don't know anymore. I mean, oh boy, I've been surprised for a long time now what was passable to these people who are supposedly belong to the same species as me. Like, we haven't checked. Like, we haven't.
Well,
we haven't 23andMe'd all of them.
They're actually above you because they're very moral.
Right.
We're not moral.
No,
they're very.
I'm clearly not moral.
We're very immoral, and moral Ted Cruz hasn't done anything wrong aside from that time he accidentally liked cuckold porn on Twitter. Accidentally.
That was a shining moment.
Accidentally. Oopsie.
Oh man, and the gall of a person like that to be able to stand up, and show their face constantly publicly again is hilarious to me. Like people know this about you now. And what do you have to do? You have to go on TV and be like, nah. But
it's immoral for us to provide birth control. Anyway, I got a video to go watch.
Yeah, right? Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I have to pretend my wife is in the other room.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The hits just keep on coming. I apologize, everybody. I am super, super out of it. There is a possibility. Well, we got tested today. Okay. I had to go to, my grandfather passed away. And he was a great guy. He was amazing. He had gotten COVID, along with my grandma and my aunt who takes care of them. And, my grandma's doing okay. My aunt's not doing well at all. And my granddad died. So we went to the funeral on Tuesday, and it was outside and everything. Everyone was masked up and all that jazz, but we were still exposed potentially. So,
right.
Because my grandma was obviously there at her husband's funeral, who she's been married to like 70 something years. So
that does make sense.
Right?
You would want to be there.
Yeah. So I'm waiting for the test results to come back, and I don't have any symptoms, but I'm just real tired, Nathan, and I don't think it's COVID related. But
well, I mean, the COVID's not helping.
Well,
just the idea that you might have it is not going to help.
No, it's dragging me down. The thought that I might have it is dragging me down. Yeah.
It's the whole thing's very strange. So I don't know if I told you that my mom tested positive.
No, no.
Completely asymptomatic, like no fever, nothing.
Yeah.
The only reason she got tested is one of her coworkers had it.
Really?
So
okay.
So she tested positive.
Okay.
My dad lives in the same house as her.
Right.
Shares a lot of area with her. Didn't get it.
No way. Wow.
Don't understand how it works. I'm very confused by the whole thing now. Now I'm starting to think it's 5G.
It is very strange. It is very. One member of my family, who will remain nameless, did remark that a communist bomb didn't get him, and so this communist virus is not going to get him.
Oh boy!
He was right about the first part, but
the only death that I've had in my family from all of this, and by from this I mean kind of indirectly from this.
Yeah.
Is my mom's aunt, which is some relation to me at some point. I don't know what it is. Great aunt?
Great aunt, yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Great aunt.
Got it.
Yeah.
And so she was in the hospital. Okay. She was a tough lady. Very tough. She got in there. Nothing looked good. She ended up recovering most of the way from it.
Wow.
And ended up dying because she wouldn't wait for the nurse to come take her to the bathroom, and went to the bathroom on her own and fell down.
No.
Like she made it through COVID. She got all the way through, and then right there, it just fell.
Oh my gosh, that's horrible.
It was one of those things where, yes, it's bad, but also at the same time, you hear it and you're like, well, that makes sense. Like, she's not going to let COVID take her out.
Yeah.
She's going to take herself out if anyone is going to take her out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, that's the only option there.
Gravity. Mm-hmm. Which, you know.
Yeah, she's going to be in control of that, okay?
We're all fighting gravity our entire lives. So eventually,
that's right.
It gets us all.
Mm-hmm.
It gets us all. Yeah, my granddad was in his 90s, so, and he had a host of other things going on, you know, before this, but he got it, and then he developed double pneumonia, and but
no good.
You know, I've been telling everyone, like, I've never known anybody who was so prepared to pass on. Like, he was ready a long time ago, and he was totally settled with it, you know? So, yeah. So, you know, but, yeah, it is crazy. That's the only person, obviously, I've known that's died from it. But, yeah. So, yeah, sitting around, you know, waiting for the results to come back after, you know, I got to say, the testing process, very efficient, though. It's a drive-through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like picking up a quarter pounder with cheese.
Yeah, it just takes a little longer, and instead of getting a burger, you know, you get like a weird sensation up your nose for a while.
You pull up to the drive-through and you'd say, "I'd like a large Q-tip to poke my brain." And they say, "Do you want medium or large?" And you say, I mean, whatever is, you know, normal. I'm not going to pay extra for this. And then they jam that Q-tip into your brain.
That's right. Yep. I forgot things today. Things that I'll never get back.
Maybe that's it. This is the new conspiracy theory I want out there.
All right. I like it.
It's nothing to do with 5G.
Okay.
This whole thing is completely faked.
Yes.
So that the government can get everyone to come and have something implanted into their brain that they're doing with those Q-tips.
Oh, that's it, Nathan. You're right.
Oh, man.
It's a 5G chip.
Oh, they're implanting people with the 5G?
That's correct. Yep.
Oh.
Yep. And some of us, they're just going to turn into drones. Wi-Fi drones, and so we'll just be wandering around aimlessly, providing a solid network for those who remain.
The whole thing's actually Verizon.
Yeah, it's just fucking, it's that "can you hear me" guy, and he's like, "You can hear me now."
You'll hear me whether you like it or not.
That's right. I'm inside your head.
How do we get this to the QAnon people?
Oh, well, I think they're listening. I think they're listening all the time. They're looking for signs. So, you know,
yeah.
I think we need to change our logo to yellow or something. It has something.
Is yellow the official color?
There's something to do with yellow. There was something with Trump signaled something by wearing a yellow tie after he had said something. I don't know, Nathan.
The founder of the whole thing just likes Coldplay. That's all it is.
And it was all yellow. Conspiracy.
That song's actually about the QAnon conspiracy. He was trying to unveil it way back then.
It's a code. Chris Martin is the father of the whole.
He's Q.
That's it. You know, Q is So is there a person called Q? Is that part of this thing?
From what I understand.
Okay.
Now, I will tell everyone listening, take this with a grain of salt, because I don't care enough to do heavy research into this nonsense.
Right.
From what I understand, the QAnon conspiracy originated on an anonymous message board from a user named Q.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Or maybe he was QAnon. Anyway.
Yeah.
Who supposedly had this insider track on the deep-seated Democratic pedophile rings where they feast on the young. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. You know, they feast on the young. They feast on children.
Cool.
It makes perfect sense.
Yeah, that's... Yeah. Sometimes you want, you have a kid one day and the next day you're like, wonder what happened to that kid. There you go. So
yeah, it's...
Okay.
That's what I understand. Again, I don't care enough to make sure my facts are correct on this. Because they don't care enough to make sure any of their facts are actually
facts
viable.
Yeah. Right. So the reason I ask is there's a you won't know this, there's a Star Trek character, reoccurring character. I think only on Next Generation, though I'm not enough of a Star Trek person to know.
Oh, Spock.
No. There's a guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's not even a guy, really. He's like I don't even know if he works, but it's a interdimensional being who just pops up on the Enterprise and like fucks with them every once in a while. It's like, hey, Picard, hey, did you ever think about this? Boom. Turns you all into chickens. It's Q. It's what I do.
Just pops up and next to Picard going, I'm not touching you.
That's right.
I'm not touching you.
That's kind of Q's vibe. So Q's a real shit. So I didn't know if they got the name from that somehow or not. I don't know.
They might have. Again, don't know.
Yeah. Well, it's a mystery. Chalk that one up to mystery.
If any of the listeners want to research and tell us what we got wrong, feel free. I'll probably ignore you and continue to get it wrong. So.
That sounds about right. Speaking of COVID, though, and maybe I'm getting what I deserve here, because I started a thing with the kid this week. I don't know. This is going to sound really, really bad. And
good.
Yeah, and you got to believe me that it didn't start out that way. Like it was much more innocent than what it's going to sound like. But we had sort of a running joke going, me and the kid, that we got the COVID tingles. That's what we were saying. We got that tingle feeling you get. That's the COVID tingles.
Oh boy!
It was much funnier with
playing with karma.
I know, really, I know. And now,
ooh man!
Which on the screening form, the symptoms, you're checking off. Do you have this? Do you have this? And one of them is COVID toe. So.
Oh yeah, no, I've looked up COVID toe.
That looks like a real bad thing. Looks like a real bad thing.
Well, it's essentially, basically getting frostbite.
Oh, really?
I mean, it's not, but you know how when you have frostbite
does
it limits blood flow.
Yeah.
It's that you aren't getting proper blood flow to your toes.
Oh my God! Okay.
So they get all swollen and red.
Oh, geez, hey boy.
Of course, I have looked this up because I have a red bump on my toe. And I was like, I've heard of this COVID toe. Is this COVID toe? So, it turns out this is probably just a bug bite.
Yeah.
It's on one toe, on one foot. So if I have COVID toe, I have a very mild case of it.
Apparently you do. Oh, boy. Well, I will keep you updated as to my test results. I should be getting them any time now. And on the bright side, if I have it, I mean, I guess I get to stay home for a while longer.
You get to stay for a while longer, and theoretically, you're much less likely to get it again.
That's true. So I should be immune.
Yeah. So
So
if you get it, you sit at home for a couple weeks, and then you can go out and just have strangers cough in your face.
It doesn't matter.
Lick you.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Oh, see, that's what I've always wanted to do. So
just have strangers lick your face?
Yeah. It's a thing. You know, I clicked on a Twitter thing one time, and it got out. It got public.
I'm pretty sure Ted Cruz clicked on that same thing.
That's what they have now. It's a new fetish. It's a cough in my face bar.
Would that even surprise you?
No, not at all. That doesn't seem that seems totally within the realm of possibility. There's probably much more exotic things that people have come up with than that.
That's one of those where if you tell someone that's your particular kink, they're going to think you're a weenie. Oh, that's it?
There's
all right.
A hierarchy of kinks. Is that what you're saying? Like,
yeah. Well, I would assume that the people with the more extreme ones look down on people with like face coughing.
Right.
You know, like if you said, "Oh, I love to have people cough in my face,"
right?
And the person went, "Oh yeah, I really just can't finish unless I'm being drowned and have a shark about to attack me." Like they're gonna look down on you. Theirs is way above yours.
Those people don't seem compatible. You're right. They seem like eHarmony really fucked this one up. Like y'all don't belong in the same bucket. Clearly.
If I don't pass out for 45 minutes afterwards, I didn't do it right. Like,
wow.
Those people.
The brain damaged? Yes. Those people. Those people.
They're the ones who feel like they're at the top of the Kink Pyramid.
I don't know. There's probably some other stuff up there, you know?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's not the only thing up there.
Right. There's, those people that, like, pierce themselves, that kind of jazz.
Yeah, so, the food pyramid?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so at the bottom, you got the breads, right?
Right.
That's just like, I like a sex position. Yeah. Like, that's the bread of this.
That's most humans,
right? You want like 7 to 8 servings of that, The top where the fats and the sugars
salts
are at.
Yeah. The little, like, it looked like snow. Like, the food pyramid isn't a thing anymore, right? Like, now it's a plate or something, right?
I don't know. They've changed it several times. Michelle Obama came up with a plate.
Yeah, that's right.
I know that.
Yeah. But I at the top, it would be, it looked like little snowy bits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the top is like, poop and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, people that eat shit, that kind of thing. Yeah, that's fairly extreme. That's extreme. Let's just,
And, generally, just not a good idea.
No.
I don't want to shame anyone if that's what they like. But not a good idea. It seems unhealthy.
At the same time, see, this is not for kids. At the same time, there are. Wow, really getting in the weeds here, Nathan. But there are sex things you can do that you can do safely, right? But that's not one. I don't think there's a way to do that. That would be, doctor recommended. And it would probably take the fun away from it. I would imagine if you had to go and sterilize it before. Or you like put it in a bag and then you just chew on the bag or something.
Yeah.
That is the weirdest fucking thing I've ever thought of in my life.
That drops it down from the fats section to like the fruits. Like it's in the fruit section then.
And the proteins,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the bottom was bread, which is so wrong now, right? Like,
Yeah.
that's that's, and then fruits and veggies took up like two rather large chunks, right? And then you had your proteins and your dairy, right, on opposite sides of the next tier. And then your bullshit at the top, yeah.
Yeah, let's see. We got what the crap is this? Well, I was trying to pull up the actual food pyramid, and I found the Harvard Healthy Eating Pyramid.
Oh. This is another spin on the whole concept, it sounds like.
I think this is stupid. All right, so on the bottom, guess what you have on the bottom?
Okay. Proteins?
You have daily exercise and weight control.
No, fuck that. No.
That's the bottom of the healthy eating pyramid. Now, that's not eating. So their pyramid could be one layer less. Okay.
I thought these Harvard people were supposed to know something, Nathan.
They don't, clearly. Vegetables and fruits are one category.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Healthy fats and oils and whole grains. That's the next layer.
Okay. All right.
Nuts and seeds, beans and tofu, fish, poultry, and eggs are the next layer.
Ah.
The second to last is dairy.
Ah, yes.
Or vitamin D calcium supplements.
What? Okay.
Anyway. And then the last, you use sparingly. Red meat and butter, refined grains, white bread, rice and pasta, sugary drinks, and sweets, and salt.
They never put booze on the pyramid.
Oh, it's off to the side here. I'm glad you said that.
Oh.
Option. Alcohol in moderation. Parentheses, not for everyone.
Does it really say that?
It does.
So, that seems complicated. And
When the bottom layer of your food pyramid has nothing to do with food, you did a bad job.
So that leads me to something, though. I read recently that, you know how they always say, you know, men can have two drinks a day, and that's fine. You know, preferably red wine, right? That's the line. Well, they recently dropped it to one.
Yeah.
Did you read that as well?
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. And so did they drop women's as well, or did they just say we're all equal on,
They went, oh, man, that was probably a bad decision to say men can drink twice as much as women.
Yeah. Does it really?
Everyone's at one.
Because, like, is there really any biological difference around sex that would...
The argument was size.
Oh, okay, like physical size. Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like men are typically much larger and heavier than women.
Sure. Yeah. Fair enough.
So I don't know why they've decided that doesn't exist anymore.
I was just pissed because I was always like, well, I'm having my healthy amount of whiskey a day. Not wine, because I don't drink wine. No, I drink wine sometimes.
Well, because it's delicious.
It's very well. You are quite the connoisseur.
Oh yes,
my friend. I would never make fun of you for that because I think it's great.
I mean, I'm not the connoisseur because you could put 5 of them in front of me, and I would go red. That one's red. That one's also red. That one's white.
So, and then you would pour the white on the ground and drink
the
other 4.
That one's either rosé or you mix the red and white together. Which, I'm not sure.
That's something I've never tried. It doesn't sound good, mixing the red and the white together. But I'm
a wine suicide.
Yeah. That's what they call it in Hollywood. Yep.
That would be That would be an interesting experiment.
Well, we should
to
try
see
it.
how terrible that would be. Because so you have to mix. I mean, you remember as a child making a suicide, you don't mix two. You have to mix all of them.
Oh yeah.
So you're going to need. I mean, we can cut out some time. You can do a red blend.
Yeah, that's got a bunch of reds in it already.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, you can do red blend, some white. I don't care what white. You need a rosé in there.
Yeah. Maybe a sparkling as well.
You gotta put some sort of sparkling in there, and then I guess white Zinfandel.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, you got to do them all.
Oh.
That's like when you got to the end of the suicide and you're like, there's still root beer. Fine. This does not go well with Sprite, but I'm doing it anyway.
You take that whole concoction, all that wine, and you put that on ice.
Yeah.
All right? And you put it in a Rubbermaid tub on your floor. And you get some water hoses and you stick that in there, and you got yourself a party, my friend. Or maybe if you could get some like medical tubing, that would be even better.
I feel like, so you know how there are specific glasses for wines?
Yeah.
That's the only wine where a plastic cup is the correct choice.
Yeah, the suicide or the Zinfandel?
The suicide, Zinfandel too, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, the suicide, just a plastic cup from like a big gulp.
Totally.
That's what you use.
Yeah. Well, if you were, or you put it in like a travel coffee mug because you're trying to hide it.
Yeah.
Because you're drinking in your car.
Yeah. That does, if you're doing that, that does scream, I may have a problem. A little bit. Just a little bit of a problem.
Yeah.
I'm well past my one drink a day.
Tell me this. What are your feelings on rosé?
I don't mind it.
I don't either. I will drink it. I don't hate whites either. There are some whites I don't care for. Really sweet whites, but
yeah, anything sweet out.
Yeah.
So I realized this was like 2 years ago. I've realized I completely don't care at all about the image of a drink.
That's good. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. And when I decided this, it's opened up a whole new world of drinks to me. Like, rosé is very good. Cider.
Yeah. Cider's great. I love cider.
Oh, I love a cider. It's the best. I'd rather have a cider than many types of beer. And I don't care what you think about me, people.
Isn't that nice? Isn't that a great feeling? It is a great feeling.
Yeah. When you're finally just 100% comfortable with things like that, and you're like, I don't care.
Yeah, you got nothing to prove.
Give me that pink wine. I want that pink wine.
I would like a very curvy glass of pink wine. Please. Now,
I will say that part of that is the less traditionally masculine drinks I like are still not that bad. Like, I'm not saying they're going, I want a pina colada, because those are disgusting.
Well, I don't think of a pina colada as feminine necessarily, but just as awful. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, any drink that comes with a wedge of fruit on it, usually. Okay. Yeah. You're not seeing a lot of guys get the wedge of fruit drink.
Yeah, that's true.
And I haven't had to, put away my masculine card and get one of those because they're awful and I don't want them.
Well, it's like that, or like an apple teeny or something, or like or like a
anything green apple.
Yeah, or what's the other one? Like a daiquiri or something. Yeah, that kind of.
Well, and I don't want anything blended with ice.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
I don't want anything coconut flavored. I don't want anything blended with ice. I don't want anything green apple flavored.
There's this whole like tiki bar renaissance happening. Have you
Really?
Yeah, I was very surprised about it as well.
Why?
I don't really know, but I think there's at least one bar in town. There's probably more than one at this point.
Oh man!
If there's one I know of, that means there's probably like 18 more. So where it's like a surf.
Does that mean hipsters are going to start wearing Hawaiian shirts everywhere and straw hats?
That would make me happy because then I could point them out a lot easier.
It's very brightly colored.
Does that mean,
good. They can leave me alone and let me have the things I like and stop trying to take them.
That's right. Yeah, because that's not something you're ever going to be attracted to.
No, they can have that. It's like when they started gravitating towards cassette tapes.
Right.
Like, fine, you take all of them. Leave the records, take that, I'll be happy.
That works for me. Yeah. I have a certain nostalgia for cassettes, and I like using them for actually making music as well. Sometimes it can be interesting, and but that being your primary format, they no.
I don't feel like anyone needs to be issuing new music on cassette tape.
Yeah.
If you're issuing new music in a format where people are going to have to figure out a way to play your new music, bad choice. Yeah, bad move.
That is true. I bought a record on cassette several years ago now, and the same label was also selling Walkmans because they're like, well, shit, no one's got a thing, so
you've got to do something here.
Which cassettes can sound amazing, actually, but the thing is, no one has a decent player because the decent players were way more than you ever wanted to pay.
Yeah, and now it's 2020.
Right, exactly. So. Exactly, yeah. Yep.
You can't go to the thrift store to get a cassette player now, because if you do, you're going to catch the COVID.
Well, that is also true. And they break. So, God, did they break. Yeah.
Yeah.
They break a lot. We had that experience a while back. They do break. We did a cassette episode, which we released at some point later. We did it for our friend Phineas some time ago. Yeah, that was that reminded me just how frustrating it was to record to that medium. Now, there are things I love about it, but digital recording is way fucking convenient in comparison.
Oh yeah, I remember when you were doing that, talking about how long it took to bounce it over to the cassette.
I had to do that shit in real time. I had to sit there while the cassette player played, hoping it would finish playing. Frankly, as I recorded it over to the computer after we initially recorded it just on the cassette deck.
Right.
And the difference between something sounding good and hitting hardcore distortion is nothing. It's like a millimeter between. There's no different. It sounds great, and then something gets ever so slightly louder, and it's like.
We should have just distorted it all the way through.
Yeah, we should have. Should have just run it through our voices through fuzz pedals. Talking about music, have you seen this, or been forced to see rather this Trolls World Tour film?
No.
Okay. Well.
No, I have shielded my child from this because there is no way I'm going to put up with that.
So there are a number of things that are upsetting about it. Now, I got to say, I found it a charming movie, right? If I don't think too hard. Okay, it's a children's movie, so that's kind of a prerequisite, right? But the central premise I'm really down with. Okay, Nathan. So here I'm going to spoil the shit out of Trolls World Tour, everybody. So if you're 8,
if you're interested in seeing it, and if you're 8, again, stop listening.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
We just had a whole thing about Kink Pyramid. Get out of here.
That's right. Do you even know what cuckolding is? Come on. What are you doing? Go watch whatever. Go watch Puppy Dog Pals or some shit. I don't know what you do. Okay.
Puppy Dog Pals, that sounds like a good show.
Yeah. They do this whole thing where the one puppy dog ties the other one up and hangs them from the ceiling. And
it's way different than I thought it would be.
I know.
Wow.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what the kids are into these days. So
maybe this is the podcast for them.
So Trolls World Tour. Okay. You really don't need to have seen Trolls, because if you lived in the Western world in the last few years, I think you know what Trolls is, because you haven't been able to not know. Right? So, so Trolls 2, as it is, explains, there's a lot of explaining, okay? So, apparently, there are more than one type of troll, Nathan. We thought there were just these trolls, and we followed...
But there's the bridge trolls.
Yeah, there's just a whole bunch of Trumps in there, yeah. So, these trolls, whose plight we followed in the first film, are only one section of trolls. None of that never came up in the first film. A lot of hiding, a lot of secrecy, a lot of deceit in Troll World. So these trolls, it turns out, are pop music trolls. Now, there are 5 other kinds of trolls, Nathan. There are country music trolls. Each kind of troll has their own music. There are techno trolls. There are hard rock trolls. There are, let's see, funk trolls. Personal favorite. Yeah, personal favorite. And there are classical trolls. Now, the whole premise of this movie is bullshit, because they're like, there are 6 kinds of trolls, and they each had a magical string that's where their music came from, and that's why they like the kind of music they like, and yada, yada, yada. And then they subsequently introduce you to like 4 other kinds of trolls who don't have their own strings. And like there's yodeling trolls and reggaeton trolls, K-pop trolls, and yeah. So there's a smooth jazz troll. So the whole concept is bullshit. However, at the same time, the funk trolls, right? My favorite part. The funk trolls live on a giant alien mothership spaceship, just like P-Funk.
Naturally.
Right? Just like Parliament Funkadelic. It's incredible.
You would have to.
You would have to. And their king is none other than George Clinton, actually played by George Clinton in the movie. Not a human George Clinton, a troll George Clinton, who they kind of look like giraffes. They have 4 legs and long necks and lots of teeth. I don't know what's going on there, but there you go. And
that's confusing.
It is. And Mary J. Blige is the queen of the funk trolls. Hold on. Yeah, Mary J.
Blige, queen of the funk trolls.
Right.
They couldn't find someone actually associated with funk music.
Right. Apparently not. Yeah, because she's definitely soul and R&B. Definitely.
Yeah.
That's not, and hip hop. Honestly, she's in a lot of hip hop tunes. Yeah. So the funk trolls are great. The country music trolls, for some reason, the central conceit about them is their songs are all sad. Which is kind of true of country music, but that's not telling.
Old country music.
Old country music for sure. Now
new country music. If they were the new country music trolls,
right? Every
song would be about just having a beer with my friends
on a boat.
I'm just having a beer with my friends. That's what I do. That's every country song now
down here in America. Yeah. So the country music trolls, their queen is played by Kelly Clarkson, which is a bit of a stretch as well.
I have such a problem with this movie already.
A lot of genre problems. The lovely thing about the country music trolls, they're centaurs.
What?
Yeah, they're centaurs. Yeah, they're horse people.
Why?
The techno trolls are kind of like mermaids. They got fins and stuff. The rock trolls look like normal trolls, but they have piercings and tattoos.
Edgy. Ooh.
Yeah, very edgy. And Ozzy Osbourne does play like the father of the queen.
I'm in on that one. That one's good.
That one's totally perfect, right? And he's like a decrepit old troll in a wheelchair. It's kind of great. The classical trolls, they're like cherubs. They're like little angel babies.
That makes sense. That's actually correct.
Naked butts. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the rock trolls are trying to take over the world, turn everyone into rock zombies. However, by playing the ultimate power chord, the queen, she's got to collect all the guitar strings, put them on all the music strings, put them on her guitar, and then play the ultimate power chord, turn them into zombies, right? But
of course,
the plot thickens because apparently the pop trolls many moons ago separated the tribes of trolls because they stole everyone else's strings and basically copied their music and turned it into pop music, which is actually true.
Yeah. That's not a bad plot point.
No, right? Like, not bad. But of course, in the end, we learned that you can be more than one kind of music. You can like whatever. We can all live together in harmony. So it's got a good message. And we have to honor our differences, Nathan. We don't all need to be the same. We can coexist and be different.
Yeah, I mean, we can. But I mean, you don't have to.
No.
Like, you don't have to listen to Kelly Clarkson country music. And I would contend if you are, you're wrong.
Oh, it's so funny. I mean, it's a good kids movie, you know.
I can think of just dozens of people who would be better to play that role than Kelly Clarkson.
I know, right? I know.
Sticking to genres.
Yeah, give me one Dixie chick. That'll do.
One Dixie chick? Miranda Lambert would be better.
She'd be great. She would be great.
I would take a Taylor Swift.
Oh, controversial even from your own lips, my friend.
Well, let me tell you. I'm kind of warming up on Taylor here.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Now, I still don't want to listen to her music, ever.
However.
Ever.
Uh-huh.
Lady's got some balls.
Oh yeah, big time. She's got major ovaries. Yeah. And I don't mean like she. I don't know what I mean. Okay.
She went from trying to be America's sweetheart to the last year being like, hey, you know who's stupid? This Republican.
Oh yeah. She's been all over it. She's been really great about that. Yeah. She all of a sudden is saying a bunch of things that I find myself agreeing with. Oh, yeah.
Like, well, but it's Taylor Swift. I guess I have to agree with her.
It hurts, though.
Like,
it hurts.
Yeah, I don't know if it's me growing,
I think,
or her growing, or she just has tricked me like she tricked everyone else in America. But I no longer roll my eyes immediately when I see her.
Oh, my God. Congratulations, Nathan.
No, congratulations, Taylor Swift.
And his heart grew 3 sizes that day. It's all that suicide wine you've been drinking. It's changing you. It's really... Yeah. I've been meaning to talk to you about it. It's
actually causing severe brain damage.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's making you a better guy.
Yeah. Do you now that we're back to trashing Republicans?
I love it. Full circle.
Do you want to hear the email I just received while we were recording?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So, as I have mentioned on here more than once, somehow my email address has gotten onto Donald Trump's email list.
Yes.
Now, I could unsubscribe. But if I did, how would I mess with their surveys that they sent out, right?
Exactly.
Okay. So, and I'm willing to pass this offer off to you if you really want it.
All right.
This is the email. from Donald J. Trump.
Oh, boy.
From him.
Oh, boy.
Directly. Friend. We're friends. President Trump has signed one of our Make America Great Again hats, and he wants you to have it.
What?
This beautiful hat will go to a patriot who has demonstrated their unwavering support for President Trump heading into November. And he can't think of anyone more deserving of it than you. Now, I don't want to say that his chances of re-election are bad. However, if this were true and they were going, you know who really has shown their unwavering support? Nathan.
Yeah.
That's not a good sign for you.
No, definitely not. Do we have any people who work in government who listen to the show? I'd be very curious to know. But yeah, because they should listen to the show, and then they would know that no.
No. He's asked us to personally reach out to make sure you didn't miss this opportunity to win a one-of-a-kind Make America Great Again hat signed by your, all capitals, president.
Wow.
Here's the best part. Okay, so keep in mind, the first 3 paragraphs are saying, hey, Donald Trump really wants you to have this hat. Ethan, Donald Trump really wants you to have this hat.
Absolutely.
You have supported him nonstop, even when he called your wife ugly, even when he implied your father murdered JFK. You have supported him. He wants you to have this hat. Here's the best part. All entries are free. So, they're having a raffle.
Oh, no. Come
for
on.
this hat.
Okay.
Which, according to this email, Donald Trump personally chose me to have the hat. I think his team is going renegade, and they're just ignoring his wishes to give me the hat and going, oh, we're going to have a drawing for this. We're not going to give that to Nathan.
We can't just give that to that guy.
I know he thinks that he's supported him this whole time, but it turns out he's not that supportive.
We did some cursory internet research, and we found a lot of things.
It turns out he says a lot of negative things about him. We'll let him enter, but he's not getting it for sure.
Here's a list of replies he sent to the president's Twitter account.
I would venture a guess. Oh, I forgot this. This is important. P.S. As always, everything is made in America. Which may be true in this particular case. But that's like the one thing Trump has ever made that's made in America.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm pretty sure those steaks are made out of like Albanian, mutant cows or something that live under the sea. Yeah.
It's Argentinian horses.
That's it. That's the one. That's the one.
Anyway, so if you want me to forward this to you so you can try to enter to win.
Yes.
More power to you. It would give you a nice thing to burn, I suppose.
Yeah, well, we could make a video where we destroyed it, right? Like, that would be... did I say destroy? I meant put it in a place of honor in the home.
The place of honor, which is underfoot.
Yeah, that's the one. That's how we honor things in this household.
Just stomp them. Just stomp them to death.
You know it. It's true. That is what we do.
Is that one of your troll songs?
Yeah, well, if only they were that good.
Yeah. That sounds right.
If you could be one of those trolls, which one would you be? You don't have to be just one, Nathan.
No, you just told me I did have to be just one.
I want you to choose a primary out of those 6 major genres.
I'll have to go funk.
You're going to go funk? See, I was...
They seem like they'd be more fun.
Well, they were definitely the most accepting of the trolls, I have to say. And they got that dope spaceship. I mean, what?
There you go.
What are you going to do?
That's all you need right there.
That's all you need. You need George Clinton with
George Clinton.
four legs, a really long neck, a whole bunch of teeth, and a funky ass spaceship. What more do you want?
And Mary J. Blige playing outside of genre.
Sushi Jackknife.
Sushi Jackknife.